Today, we explore a chilling historical what-if. Hitler's possible escape to Argentina. What if Hitler escaped to Argentina? The hidden Fourth Reich. They said Hitler died in a Berlin bunker, April 30th, 1945. Burned body, Soviet troops outside, Nazi Germany finished. But what if that was a deception? What if, as Berlin burned, a plan was already in motion to hide the world's most wanted man at the end of the world? This is the story of how Hitler could have escaped, lived, and how close the world came to learning the truth. Berlin collapses. The Red Army is near. Inside the bunker, chaos reigns. Officers destroy evidence, shout orders, and whisper confessions. Hitler gathers his men, ordering bodies burned, rooms sealed, witnesses silenced. Endings are never clean, identities blur, and history becomes a fog. In that fog, a switch can happen. A double, trained to resemble the Führer, is brought in, unaware he's chosen to die. Moments later, a gunshot echoes. The world gets its headline. The Reich gets its secret. This was no miracle. Since 1943, SS officers prepared escape routes for high-ranking Nazis, called Rattenlinien, the rat lines. Paths stretched from Europe to safe havens, Spain, Italy, and across the Atlantic to Argentina. President Juan Perón opened his doors. Thousands, including some Reich ghosts, entered with new names and passports. The plan: get Hitler to South America under a false identity. The Allies expected fleeing Nazis, but not him. A dead man isn't hunted. This network, aided by Perón's Third Way, was crucial. By late 1945, Herr Fischer, a quiet older man, steps off a ship in Buenos Aires. His papers say retired engineer. He avoids cameras. But in German enclaves, whispers begin, he made it. Some laugh, others swear it's true. If Hitler survived, their defeat wasn't real. Buenos Aires is dangerous, too many eyes. So Herr Fischer heads south to Patagonia, where money and silence buy loyalty. Deep in the Patagonian forest by a blue lake stands a white alpine house. German woodwork, Argentine silence. This house exists, built by followers who never gave up the dream. The old man keeps to himself. A doctor visits monthly. A maid is paid well for silence. He tries to erase the face the world remembers. But he can't erase his belief that the world will need him again. Years pass, 1946, 1947, 1948. Nuremberg ends. Israel is born. The world rebuilds. But not him. The man who wanted to rule history now hides from it. This exile's psychological impact and his continued influence on Nazi ideology are key to this what-if scenario. Not everyone forgot him. Across South America, secret Nazi circles meet in basements, under the guise of veterans clubs. They speak of the Führer not as a memory, but as a man who lives among them. A few visit the old man, calling him Herr Wolf. He's weaker, trembling, haunted. But when he speaks of destiny, race, betrayal, the fire returns. He tells them history is written by those who win. You must outlast history. They believe him. They build networks, move money, and spread whispers. If evil isn't dead, fear isn't dead, and if fear isn't dead, the idea isn't dead. This Fourth Reich concept involves alleged financial networks, money laundering, and claims of a nuclear fusion lab headed by a Nazi scientist in Argentina. The 1960 capture of Adolf Eichmann in Buenos Aires by Mossad agents reminds us of the real hunt for these fugitives and Argentina's lasting role as a haven. This hypothetical journey into a hidden Fourth Reich shows how historical events, even concluded ones, echo through time, shaping our understanding of power, ideology, and human capacity for good and evil. The Hunter, a deep dive into the relentless pursuit of a hidden past. Enter our second lead, a young German-born Jew who lost his entire family in the camps during the 1950s. He's not famous like Simon Wiesenthal, but he hunts just the same, driven by rumors, old files, and an unyielding obsession. He chases ghosts across post-war Europe, searching church records, Red Cross lists, and immigration logs. One day, a name stops him cold, a quiet, older technician who emigrated to Argentina. It's not the name that matters, but who sponsored him. A former SS officer who vanished in 1945. Why would that man vouch for a harmless old engineer? The Hunter begins to build a comprehensive file. Fishermen talk about a guarded house by a lake, and villagers whisper about a German who never goes to town, a man who still receives packages from Europe. Some still call him the Führer, a chilling detail that fuels the hunter's relentless pursuit. At first, even his colleagues laugh, saying, "Everyone wants to believe Hitler survived," but he doesn't stop. Because if there's a 1% chance it's true, how can you not look? By the early 1960s, the world witnesses a shocking moment. Adolf Eichmann, captured in Argentina and brought to Israel for trial. That capture sends a clear message to every Nazi hiding in South America: you are not forgotten. In our story, the news reaches the lake house and the old man is furious, ranting that Perón betrayed him. He claims Argentina is weak and that the Jews will come, asking to be moved again for the first time. But age has caught up with him, his allies are gone, and his body fails him. The dictator who once demanded the world to move now cannot move himself, trapped and surrounded by men who obey only out of fear. Our hunter finally has enough proof to move, traveling to Argentina under a false identity as a tourist or journalist. He reaches the quiet village near the lake, follows the stories, and hikes into the woods. White hair, bent shoulders, a narrow mustache. Hard to tell, but the posture, the way he folds his hands, is too familiar. The hunter raises his camera, clicks one photo, then another, and the man turns. Their eyes meet. Two lives bound by history, separated by silence, and in that instant, history almost caught him. He returns to town, ready to contact Israeli intelligence, but before he can, local police knock on his door. Someone tipped them off, maybe a German loyalist or a policeman bought with old Reich gold. He is deported within 24 hours. The photos vanish and the story dies in silence. So how does this story end? Not with an arrest, not with justice, not even with a confession. It ends quietly, as history often does when it's tired of remembering. Sometime in the late 1960s or early 1970s, the old man gets sick. The doctor writes heart failure. The housekeeper is told he was a European veteran, and the body is buried under a false name or burned in a private cremation. No headlines, no cameras, no nation to mourn. The man who wanted to be seen by the entire world dies unseen. Before he dies, he gives a young fanatic a box. Letters, photos, even escape orders from Berlin. Proof that the myth was real. He warns, "Not now. The world still hates me. Wait until the world is confused again." The young man nods and hides the box. Decades pass, Argentina changes, the Cold War ends, new wars rise and fall. The German village is empty, the forests reclaim the houses, but somewhere in an attic the box remains. One day a grandson clearing out the house finds it. He opens it, and inside are black and white photos and letters signed with an impossible name. He searches the internet, and every source says the same thing. Hitler died in 1945. He looks back at the photos and he wonders, so did Hitler escape to Argentina? History says no, but the myth refuses to die. Because deep down it speaks to a fear we all share, that evil doesn't disappear just because we say it's over. That sometimes the villains we write the end for keep living in the shadows. Even in this alternate timeline, even if he escaped, even if he lived, he didn't win. He didn't rebuild the Reich. He didn't stop justice. He didn't erase what he did. He just hid, grew old, was afraid. For a man who wanted to be a god to millions, there is no smaller ending than dying under a false name, guarded by men who no longer believed. The real question isn't, what if Hitler escaped? It's, what if evil survives but loses all its power? Even monsters can run, but history still catches them. Subscribe, like, and join the next journey into the unknown.